That's good. We got the.
We got a good flow.
We got a good flow. I was just getting into it too, so.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Welcome to another episode of Thought Process.
Nice.
I'm here with my good friends Robert and Gilbert.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys? Welcome back. We're back. I
think this time we're actually live. We had some technical difficulties again, but here we are. You know, we're learning. So I want to start this podcast again with giving, with the moment of silence for the recent passing of Kobe Bryant. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll go from there.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Oh, man.
Okay. We're gonna salute and cheers. We're laughing only because we already did this off the air. So if you're now tuning in, we don't mean to make light of the situation, although we're here to celebrate his life. We were actually just talking about some of the things that we learned about people like Kobe. If you guys want to share a thought about that.
Wow, speaking of a rich mindset, then, because we were just on the poor mindset. Whatever stories, whatever you hear about him, that's the rich mindset. So, we were asking what is the rich mindset consist of? That's a really good example.
Yeah. We first got into that because the last time I had you guys on the podcast, we were talking about the poor mentality, the rich mentality. Mm-hmm. And so if you look at someone like Kobe, he's a prime example of a rich mentality, It didn't really matter about the money that he had, but his main focus was his family, his contribution to the community, and doing what he loved, right? And, not many people know how to do that.
No, that's like really rare, and even around us. We were talking, we were one time, I was like, which one of us is going to be the Lamborghini friend? Which one of us is going to be that friend that has because it's not just buying the Lamborghini, it's having that ethic, that work ethic, the discipline.
Like the Lamborghini is when you get there.
It's just, it's an example of that requires a lot of discipline. That requires it, and I'm not talking about get rich quick. I'm talking about someone who really
win the lottery, right?
Or win the lottery. We're talking about someone who worked, to get there. Well, that takes a certain kind of mentality, a certain kind of discipline. I don't think anybody can just do it. They don't make it just for anybody. They make it for certain kind of people. I would say Kobe being one of them. It's for a certain type of human being.
Yeah, he's not.
And he did have one. He got one for his girl, and he was like the first automatic. What was that? I think it was.
Automatic or paddle shift?
No, it was the first automatic. He took out the manual and put in automatic on that one.
Oh,
her,
cool.
Yeah.
You gotta get some money. You have to have some money to do that.
So,
see, I don't want to be a Lamborghini friend. I want to be a Ferrari friend.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Hey, I'm cool too.
Yeah, but I know what you mean.
But who are you going to be when you have that? You're going to be a friend, but obviously there's something that you can. This just didn't happen,
right?
Especially if you got that Ferrari and you were massively in debt and you couldn't pay your bills and you went to go get a Ferrari. You'd be like, hey man, why'd you do that? That's a bad move. That's a poor mindset.
Yes.
That's a poor mindset. And one of the things that I wanted to get to on the poor mindset is it's not only it's full of bad habits, but one feeling of a poor mindset is fear. It's just full of fear. People full of fear, instant gratification. I deal with that. Well, I'm sure we do now, right?
Yeah, I definitely share a lot of that. Mm-hmm. We were talking also about how we've reached that point of having to deal with the existential crisis, and it's like the decision of what are you going to do with your life. We're not here an infinite amount of days. Our life is being counted down. Actually, we have a limited amount of days. What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
You mentioned that some of the bad habits that you still have, like you're bored of still having them.
Yeah.
Like it's one of the things that you don't like. I mean, just the other day, dude, after I was like done with work, I was literally just trying to watch a movie, but I ran out of movies that I wanted to watch. So I was like, okay, like what else? Why am I bored? Like, why don't I have a show like everybody else does? Like everybody has 5-10 different shows they can go through. I don't have that, And I was asking myself why. Why don't I have that? Is it because I already know I should be doing something else? Maybe I should be picking up a book, So I'm like transitioning, but the transition sometimes it takes a little while.
Yeah. I'm trying to remove myself of the guilt of watching TV, of the guilt of, so I'll only have guilt if you catch me watching TV during the day and I know I should be working. That's when I have the guilt. So I'm trying to remove the guilt. But when I'm watching TV shows with my wife, there's no guilt. I'm actually enjoying the TV show. I'm choosing the right one, and I want to get good. I want to watch good TV. I want to watch good acting, good production, good writing. I want to watch all that. I want it to be a good story. I don't want to waste my time on what you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about? There's no more guilt anymore. So once I started figuring out, okay, how do I remove the guilt from myself, and then just take it out? Maybe it's just switching the times.
So see, maybe in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, there's something that needs to be done that I'm not getting to.
Yeah.
That's why I can't find something, and I can't enjoy this moment.
Yeah. And that comes when I'm dealing with procrastination. So like, let's say I had all day to work on something and I didn't work on it, which happens a lot. But then I get home, which is the time I'm allowed to watch TV. Not allowed, like they let me, but I feel non-guilty about watching TV because I'm having dinner with my wife. It's one of our favorite shows. We're gonna watch it. We're excited about it. I'm getting into it. This is a good thing. But I'm feeling guilty because I spent all day procrastinating and do what I needed to do.
I see.
So I'm getting rid of the guilt. Why did I feel guilty at 6? I used to feel guilty at 2 p.m. when I watched TV, but now I feel guilty at 6 when I shouldn't be. What happened today? Oh, you didn't do what you should have done. Now you feel guilty, Robert. Do you want to continue feeling guilty? I don't feel like feeling guilty anymore.
So when you're in that place and you're asking yourself those questions, what do you do? Like, let's say you feel guilty and it's still 6 p.m. Your wife comes home. She makes dinner. She's excited. She put in fucking tremendous work at home. And then you're home and you're like, man, I didn't do what I was supposed to do. What do you do then?
Okay, so only until recently, as I learn more about, so depression has weird quirks to it. Because the way they're developed is by thinking, I should have done this, I should have done this, I should have. So, and you're already a depressed person, you're only going to beat yourself up more. And you were your only cheering squad right then and there. Like we said, we're all alone sometimes. In that moment, like, I'm just recently getting out of this whole I should have. And then when we were driving in the car, one day at a time. One day at a time. You fucked up, you didn't do it. Okay, but do you want to continue
it's in the
that
past.
way now? It's in the past. Tomorrow, you want to feel this way again? Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's it.
So you think, well, is it true then that depression correlates to the past, and then anxiety correlates to the future, right?
It's a bad habit. It's a bad way to process that. So you're saying, I should have.
Right.
I should have. Oh, and I'm beating myself up while I'm watching a TV show. I should have done that. I don't deserve this. It's like, who cares anymore? That was earlier today. I have to learn this habit, though. This is a habit I'm learning because before it was give yourself guilt, shame. You didn't work hard enough. All these berate yourself for like a good hour or two. Imagine that. Imagine berating yourself for a good hour or two. You might end up feeling like shit.
I've done that. Yeah,
So
I've definitely done that.
So I'll go to bed. I'll get on my phone, and I'll be on YouTube, fucking watching mindless YouTube till 2 a.m. because I'm full of guilt that I don't want to feel anymore. I'm full of that. I didn't do that. I should have done this. I did, instead of like getting a good night's rest and just fucking trying to kill it.
So it's like it's a cycle. It's a cycle that keeps reverting. And I have seen that too with myself sometimes, man, where I'm like, you know what, dude? I was so disciplined with eating, and then right now I've been better, but there was maybe like a month where I was like, dude, I ate McDonald's like 2 times. I fucked up. Let me just go get something else. Like, and then it became like it was like careful. It's gonna just. It was just like a cycle that. So if you unscrew the top right there, to the left, and then you can put it down. Put it down.
This one you mean?
No. That one. It's to the left. Lefty loosey, righty tighty.
Put it down?
No. That's good.
You can extend it. What I'm saying.
Oh, that's coming out again.
It's the bottom. Yeah. Anyway, it was like a cycle of what is it called? Self-deprecation.
Okay. Just shitting on yourself.
Yeah.
You're just shitting on yourself.
And then you get to the point where like, well, I fucked up this long. Like, I can fuck up more. I think that's like one of the reasons why people who go to the gym and then they stop, because I've been that person. I have been that person. You're like, well, I'll go Monday. So it's like, it's a thing that you don't fix, and it just, you rationalize why you should start next Monday. Yeah. And then Monday comes, you're like, well, next Monday. And then, it becomes this vicious cycle that you can't get a hold of.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I want to fix this before we continue.
Yeah, let's go.
It's this part, so we could.
So just keep talking. I'll fix it.
Okay. Oh yeah, we don't want any dead air. Gilbert, what do you think about it?
About this?
About what's happening right now.
It's happening now, and we have to deal with it. And
it's true, and it's okay. It's like, it's happening now. It's like right now. So do you want me to keep talking? I'll wait. But this is so. Oh, okay. That's what he was talking about.
Perfect. I think we got it.
All right. Thank
you, man.
So the cure would be, if there's a cure, the better habit would be to just forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for whatever happened. Forgive yourself for maybe not being at your best, and just move on. Just move on. There's another day. Maybe. You might not wake up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's the whole thing. It's the conditioning that you do. It's what you're doing. Like you mentioned, it's like, you get on this senseless binge of watching TV and you feel guilty, but if you were to put on something, at least something educational.
Oh yeah. Tweak it a bit.
Yeah, tweak it a bit. For me, it's like, man, I'm working on my discipline, and it's getting better, and for me, that's a lot better than feeling sorry for myself for fucking up and not turning that around, whether it's half a day, whether it's the whole day, it's in the evening, is just at least getting something done where you're like, all right, you know what, tomorrow. But that's at the same time, that is like, okay, well, we're in this and we're reading these books, but we continue to do the same mistakes. At that point, it becomes, what do you want? Well, what do you want from that? What do you want from the gym? What do you want from the business? And then I think what's kept me going this long and through all of this stress with my business is the fact that, I really want it. I really want it, and I fuck up. And I fuck up sometimes and this and that, but my focus has never drifted away from pure one. And when it has is I have people like you guys telling me like, no, Gilbert, that's not a good idea. That's a bad idea. What are you doing and stuff. And we're human beings, and we're only at the early stages, and we're gonna become more disciplined as we go. But this is just the process. And sometimes, like we said, we live in the future of like, fuck man, I didn't do this. Well, tomorrow what am I gonna do? It's like, man, we fucked up, and it sucks. We still have those bad habits, but it's really up to us when we're by ourselves. To really take control of these habits and and really do that shift. But that is the hardest part. Is doing that shift. I was watching my 600-pound life on TLC, one of those. But I'm like, man, it motivates me to be like, fuck, these people, like they have to overcome this eating disorder, this whole thing, and they're getting healthy and they're doing it. Why can't I do it? Like, what's keeping me from it? And now I don't exercise as much as I should, but I'm starting. And I started 2 days ago. I'm like, all right, this is like, what else am I gonna do? Am I gonna sit down and cry for not working out 2 days ago, a week ago? It's like, I have to go out run today, take that first step today. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, but at least I know that I'm working towards a goal like that. And if I fuck up, I'm fucked. I gotta come back and retweak everything and see, okay, well, what am I doing wrong? Am I liking running, or should I try rock climbing instead? And find ways to do that. And the same thing with business is like, it's learning, and I see myself and I take a step back at what I'm doing. And I'm like, dude, this is crazy. I've never in a million years thought that I would be running a business that is going to be very successful, that is being successful. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. But like an entrepreneur, we have a lot of ideas, and we're trying to shoot for everything, and we're trying to figure out what we really love instead of just finding something and going with it. And if it fails, it fails. But you've gained so much knowledge. And I feel like we together throughout the years where we've been doing the mastermind and just the talks, man, it's like we're different people. We have our flaws, but at the same time, I don't want to knock the hustle that we've been doing, because not a lot of people can do this. Not a lot of people can run their own business. Not a lot of people can accept the fact that we're fucking up, because a lot of people, they go through life being numb, not understanding or not wanting to understand they're fucking up. And I think that's a better step than not realizing you're fucking up and you're just going through your life and day. But at least here, we're tormenting ourselves a lot more because we're trying to be better.
Tormenting ourselves, which is exactly where I like to push myself. And it's not just embracing the good stuff that happens in life, but embracing what bad might come with it. Like being able to tackle that and work on that, knowing that there's going to be a fight. That's how we torment, because we know we can easily just get a job and deal with people, right? But we're tormenting ourselves, knowing this is challenging. We're challenging ourselves. It feels like torment, but it's just a challenge. That's all it is.
We're getting uncomfortable.
Yeah, and it's very, it's really good, man. From all the time that I've known you, that's actually really wise that you've been able to realize that. Because at the beginning of this, the mastermind that we've had, it's been us three, right? But we were living in theory. We started with books. We're like, we want to be better, but how? Okay, so we started reading books. Now we're actually talking about, bigger things, and we each have our own business now, and maybe we're not at the point where we should be, but we're at a point that's better than we were when we were meeting at Starbucks.
I agree.
We were meeting at Starbucks, coming in with our notes from the books that we read, and this is how I want to be, and then overcoming the book, because the book puts knowledge into your mind, and then you have to decipher the knowledge and then apply it so that you're not living in theory. Right. And now we're here, which is better than we were back then. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we forget,
No, definitely. And when I fuck up, I like to remember that. You're like, all right, man, it's not that bad. But like, I talked to Robert a lot, and I was like, man, my past, I feel like I didn't have an end goal. I didn't have anything. I was just working, working 2 jobs, trying to make this happen, and then making bad moves that I wasn't aware of. And those bad moves led me to dig deeper in the hole. And I'm just going till, I was fed up with it, and I'm like, all right, I can't do this. And we started the mastermind, and that's where my journey really started to change.
Right.
And it's only been like 4 years, right?
Yeah, 4 years. You're
trying to change something that your blueprint has, have already laid out from your parents, your culture, everything. That blueprint's there, but you've come to realize like maybe that's not the blueprint that I want.
Right.
So now I'm having to start by myself, because my parents, they've set their blueprint and they're working on their own stuff. But my stuff does not relate to what they're doing in their life. I want something different. I don't want to work for somebody else. I don't want to have this 9 to 5, which is not bad. It's not bad. People are killing it out there. And I can, my business can fail. And I know 100% that I'm going to go into a company and I'm going to fucking kill it. I'm going to be running that thing. But it's all because of this. It's this motivation, this learning, and this talking about why we're fucking up. And understanding that, and little by little, getting those things out. Now, granted, there's people that are savages and just go full ham.
But they're one in a few.
They're one in a few.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, I tried that. I'm like, boom, we're gonna.
Well, we possess it. We possess the capability.
Yeah, but it's
something else.
Well, wouldn't you say that it's like peeling an onion?
I agree.
Hey, look, we have so many layers.
So many layers.
Bad habits. We have our personality type. Like, some
True.
Humans are lazy by nature. Sometimes some of us are more like lazier than others. Some of us can get up at 5 a.m. Some of us can't.
Yeah.
And then but we all have it in us. That's the point.
Yeah. It's somewhere there.
It to me, it's come down to, because I wouldn't have been able to do what I've been doing without education, without educating myself in reading and understanding what life is and what am I gonna do, and being able to plan out, like, the future in a sense where you're like, all right, if I get there, I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be poor. I don't want to depend on my daughter. I don't want to depend on my kids. And that's something that keeps me going, to be like, all right, at least let's make this grow. Let's have that freedom, and I think that's what's pushing us. And even though we slip, I feel like we're getting back up because we're not getting stuck there.
Right.
Another thing would be is Robert just gets stuck on that mode of just, he's not doing anything anymore.
Yeah.
But he jumps back up and says, all right, man.
I try my best. And then it comes back down, but not quitting is because I have you guys, accountability. There's Itzel. I have accountability. So people without accountability, that's you got to have a lot of self-discipline.
But also, I think life in general is just a bunch of peaks and valleys.
I agree.
Right? Mm-hmm. We're always going to have ups. We're always going to have downs. Like, it's just the consistency, What are you going to do tomorrow? You got to keep working at it.
Yeah, no, but I do believe 100% that we're going to be very successful. But this is just a process. We have to go through this in order, because I'm going to get super busy where it's just going to take a hold of my whole life, and I won't have time for this. I have downtime right now, but it's going to get to a point where I won't have downtime, and then I'm going to really look back at these moments and, Gilbert, did you enjoy the moments that you had being free? Because everything's going to change, and that's my goal, for it to be super busy that now I have an assistant. Now I have to plan out everything and be up at a certain time. Really. But right now, it's just the beginning. And I feel like, I gotta enjoy it. Because
we have to enjoy it, right?
Self-discipline offers a lot of freedom. When you're self-disciplined, you have a lot more free time for other things. You don't realize how much time you've lost. Watching TV on your phone, social media, which you're off of.
I'm off 30 days. Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat, which those are the ones that I used every day, every hour. It was getting a hold of me, and it's one of those where I'm like, I could do a lot better with my time.
With your time.
It's not that bad. It's bad. I'm gonna come back eventually, but now that I'm off it, it's like, ooh, this is good. Mm-hmm. I don't have to start thinking about other people's lives and the way they're doing it and why I can't be there, why I can't be like that guy. It's like, no, it's just me right now, and being surrounded with real people that are talking to me is better than.
Oh yeah, my Instagram's filled with amazing companies, filled with people starting amazing things. A bunch of influencers trying to, like, go do this, and they're giving advice, and it's all good, man, because they do it out of the kindness of their own heart. Sure. They're trying to sell something. We're all trying to sell something, sex, but they're just trying to provide value for their companies, right? But I look at it all day, and it's true. I'm comparing myself to them, and it's okay to like say like, do I want to be like them? Because you got to look at different people. That's why I read so many books. I get inspired by whoever's writing it. I'm like, wow, they did this for a living. Wow, this person, the stories, history. So I'm learning, I'm figuring myself out in the process, and I ask myself that question: is this how I want to spend my life? Because the thought of having no time to enjoy myself doesn't seem worth anything, right? So freedom for me is like the most important thing. But freedom for what? So I could sit and binge, YouTube? I don't know. Not for that. But definitely so I can be with my wife, hang out with you guys, work on my craft, be able to create. That's it. All I just want is my time to create. If I have my office, I want to create. I want to create the VR company. I want to read. I want to collect art, mugs. I just want to create. Like, I want to do my own thing. That's what I'm working for. Whatever supplies that in my life, that's what I'm going to work hard for. That's why I might cancel, because I have to do something so I can do the things I really want to do, like create. So I'm giving up my time for that. If that means working super hard, 70, 80 hours a week, go do it. You're obviously doing it because there's something that you really want. And when you get there and you reach your success, tell me how it goes. I'm really interested in seeing it. I want to be shotgun on your Lamborghini, right? But am I going to give up my time knowing that today could possibly end? I don't know. I'm almost peeled the onion so much that I feel like raw. I feel raw, where everything hurts and everything doesn't seem worth it and everything is boring to me other than this. And that's why I tell you guys, I've been thinking about you guys lately. Like, I really enjoy building this mastermind with you guys. Like, it's been so much fun. How much fun have we had in the process? It's been a journey, but it's been fun.
Yeah.
I have had really good experiences with you guys.
Yeah, it's true, man. It's been very stimulating, you know? It's better than for me, man, having these type of conversations is 100% better than going out to a bar and, trying to relate to people that have their own problems,
Yeah.
Like, I already have enough problems. Like, I want to relate to people who are trying to solve their problems just like me.
Yeah.
I think, so I've had a lot of fun doing that with you guys, definitely.
No.
Yeah. And we went to a bar recently and we had a drink and we celebrated your
property management
certification. And we had a great conversation about what we wanted to do together. I love those moments. I don't want to give up or trade those moments for anything, even a Lamborghini, to be honest with you. Although I might get bored of you guys. I might want a Lamborghini. I don't know. And then I might be like, hey guys, I'm not coming out.
As long as I'm in the passenger.
Hey, but you support that.
Right.
You support friends that want to do that. You support friends that want to reach their goal. But if I was canceling on you guys because I wanted to go fucking do something else somewhere else, drugs, whatever, so with people who just want to put me down, want to see me die in a way, then you can say like, hey, what's wrong with Robert? I don't know. He's not, that's not him working on his goals. That's not him working in living. He's just running away from something. He's in fear of something. He's worried about something. He's dealing with something. He has anxiety. What's going on with him? And that's where it comes to, because that's obviously not the right path.
That's so true, man. A couple weekends ago, I went out to the bar, with the family here. And as I'm there, I'm looking around, and I'm like, man, I really don't belong in this crowd. But I do like observing the dynamic of people. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I feel like I'm just like in a bird's eye view or a third person view. And I'm like, dude, what's going on? Like these people come here for a reason, right? They're drinking alcohol, but I see people who are literally, like you said, they're running away from something so fast that they'll take shots, they'll black out, they're getting thrown out of a bar, like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've done it.
We do it.
We do. I mean, I do still. I still
sometimes do it with other things though.
Yeah.
We may have given up a little bit of alcohol, but you know what we'll do? We'll go to porn. We'll eat sugar. We'll eat fast food, processed food, salts. Mm-hmm. We'll sleep in.
Yeah.
I have that habit. Instead of doing my work, I'll sleep in. I'm running away from my work. I'm running away from my commitments and my things because I'm in fear. Fear of what? Fear of failing. Fear of success. Fear of non-existence. Fear of a lot of stupid things that I realize, like, what is that the work I really want to do? Is that work pushing me, or why am I running away from that work? Maybe question it a little bit. Maybe I do want to do that. I'm just worried that I might be an imposter. I'm worried that this is what people are going to think about me, that I'm no good. I'm not giving myself time. You know,
Right.
There's a lot of pressure we put on ourselves.
Yeah.
So we run away. It's easy.
Yeah. It's really easy.
Have a smoke.
Yeah.
Smoke.
We.
You know?
It's easy and it's convenient and it's at a grasp.
Yes.
It's at a hand, you know. It's at a hand's reach. Everything, you know. I had that same night had someone who's like, "Oh man, it took us 3 minutes to walk to downtown, you know, downtown Fullerton." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "How are you not an alcoholic?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like, I just,
because it's
but
expensive.
but I didn't get the question. I was just like, "Well, you know, just chilling." But now, you know, in hindsight, reflecting on it now, and within this conversation, I realized, like, oh, okay, like I see their mentality,
Yeah.
and it says a lot about them,
Yeah.
and not just about them, because you know the person's a good person, but they need to dig more, you know.
Right. Or maybe they're saying because they know people who are alcoholics, they're not easily tempted, but they're assuming that other people are very easily tempted as well. It's we don't know. We don't know their perspective on it, but maybe their temptation is alcohol.
Yeah.
Maybe their temptation is bars, clubbing. We don't know.
Yeah. One of the things that actually for this whole year, man, I gave up pornography. The whole year, I'm abstaining from anything that has to do with, well, I wouldn't say explicit things, because sometimes you watch a movie, you catch a snip slip, and you're like, woo! But
that should rile you up.
Right.
That shouldn't sedate you. That shouldn't paralyze you. That shouldn't ruin your energy.
Right.
Yeah, that should just give you more energy. You see a titty on a movie, you're riled up. You just saw a titty. You didn't see more. They left something to the imagination. But porn doesn't.
Yeah.
I watched 4 videos on YouTube. There's part 1 to 4 about porn addiction, and what porn does to a human being is insane. It's a drug.
Can you expand a little bit on what you learned?
Yeah. So just like anything else, so like let's just say we're drinking alcohol. An addict would want more.
Speaking about that, are you guys good?
No, I'm good right
A
now.
little bit more.
An addict would want.
Not that
It's all right. Not. If you're not an alcoholic, you're fine. Some people are okay with porn. Some people watch porn, you know, when they watch it.
It's perfect.
But it's gonna get crazier. The porn's gonna get crazier because the same porn, the same dopamine that your brain needed to get off is not gonna be the same. You need to click on another video. Something's gonna need to wow you. It might turn into something. You might end up being led the dark path. And maybe you might not watch some of the craziest porn, but now you're watching it nonstop. Now you need to watch it every hour. Now you need to watch it 3 times a day, 4 times a day, and now you've gotten into where now the women in the world aren't as attractive as the women in porn, which is not how the world is. Unless you find a freak, you know, some nasty. But that's all right too. They're out there. Get yourself. Yeah. But the issue is that once you've gotten the dopamine hit, like you're not out there actively searching. But then it just increases, and we know what that's like.
Yeah.
I
mean, the reason why I gave it up,
why?
First of all, was I wanted to see if it was one of the, if I could give up things that give me simple pleasures. Can I get rid of everything? One of the inspirations was that last year you did like this cleanse where you gave up multiple things. Like, what can I get rid of that I don't need, right? You know, I gave up like shopping. I gave up like, one of the things that I'm working on right now is like spending the money. Okay. You know, I'm trying to
budget.
It's not just budget, but if I don't need it, just because I want it, and it's not helping me in any way, if I don't need it, then I won't buy it. You know, but if I need it, then I don't have shoes or something. I need shoes to look presentable for work, so I'll go buy a pair of shoes. But things like that. Shopping, pornography was one. In the sense where it was like it was almost like an escape. Like I was running away from like responsibility or something. I should have been reading for the group or something.
Yeah.
And then it was just easier, and it was like, I just want that hit, And so, just by self-discovery, I figured I'm like, man, what if I don't need it?
Yeah.
Or what if I do need it, but let's say, let me put it off. What can I do with that time? So now, let me look at the place. Like, I spent the whole year last year doing podcasts at the office and at your office, like everywhere else, when I could have just been working on this, And what was holding me back? Like a bunch of bad habits, a bunch of, I don't know, maybe I was scared of, doing this.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, to me, it's more like a long term, where I started with the social media, but what am I replacing it with? Because once I'm done those 30 days,
yeah,
I'm gonna go back to the same thing, and that's where I feel like a lot of people fall back on the same thing, that they just see that they're giving up something for 30 days, so they're like, oh, I won't have it for 30 days. But once those 30 days hit and you haven't done anything to replace that urge, that vice that you gave up in the first place, you're going back.
What have you been doing differently? Instead of getting on your phone, social media.
At the moment,
yeah,
I find myself having a lot more time and using that time, and I started reading a lot more.
Okay.
I started, if I want to watch,
I need to turn that back.
Keep going. Get on my phone or stuff like that. I'll go on YouTube and I try to search for things related to my business and stuff like that, because we can't get rid of it completely, because it's kind of become part of everything, and you guys talk about a lot of things that you guys share on Instagram and stuff, and you guys tell me later, but I'm like, I didn't see it. I don't know what's going on, and am I going to give up social media forever? No, but these 30 days at least is helping me understand where I can put my time, and I'm already thinking, I'm like, when and it hasn't been hard, because, I've read a lot more,
It's easier than what we think, right?
It is, because of the fact that, I'm not seeing it as, I'm just cutting it out for 30 days. It's like, eventually I might not even need Snapchat, or, Facebook and Instagram is for the business. But now I'm realizing how bad it was affecting me, and it was like, okay, I play around. It's like my Instagram is not, kid friendly. I can't just give it to my daughter.
That's a big problem with your social media, though.
Exactly.
And a lot of ours, maybe it just needs cleaned up.
Exactly. And that's why I had to, is like, understand, like, why I'm doing those things, and it's like, all right, well, there's better things to do than this, and now I'm just trying to figure it out, what I can do, and it's gonna be longer than 30 days. It's gonna take where I can be disciplined enough to, or you could be disciplined enough to, watch porn, with your wife, and you're trying to get crazy, but understand that that's it, and you have to move on from that, because you can't, or unless you're just gonna go crazy and be like, I will never watch porn again. But we all know, I don't know, it's up to you,
I'm leaving it up to.
Take it a day at a time.
Yeah.
Finish your year and then take it a day at a time.
Yeah,
exactly.
and
but
honestly,
you know what? In the meanwhile, you're gonna grow out of that.
Yeah.
Vice. It's like, I don't need it anymore.
Right.
And we need that. We definitely need that. We need a break from a lot of things that are making us.
Yeah.
Because then we realize, like, oh damn.
It becomes a part of your routine. It becomes a part of
100%.
yourself, of you. And it's like, well, I mean, that's not who I'm trying to be.
Man, I'm telling you, whenever I'm not and I hear these talks, I'm like, damn it, I'm missing out on that. Or when this whole Kobe thing, I was like, man, there's a lot of people that are posting a lot of stuff. I was I feel like I'm missing that, and it's slowly fading away. Where like I'm really not. I'm gonna hear about it.
Yeah, you're not missing out.
You know, and it's one of those. But it's taking me this time without it to understand that I don't really need it, and if it's there, you know, I understand how to.
Yeah, man. I've
kind
noticed.
of control it a little bit.
I've noticed that most. I'm gonna say maybe 98% of successful people, besides artists, because it's part of their business, they're not on social media. They might be here and there, but they're not like binging like our generation. You know what I mean?
They're on social media posting.
They're creators,
They're
not consumers.
Yes, they're creators. Mm-hmm.
No,
so there's a different way you can use it, but then there's productive ways. Then the productive ways, my Instagram filled, I'm telling you, with positive people. There's nothing negative on my Instagram. Nothing. It's all positive life stuff. I had it filled with quotes at one point, then I switched all the quotes off, and now I had it filled with business ideas and companies. Now I'm switching over and I'm only following the companies that I use in my life. Or that I really admire, like Tesla. Obviously, I follow. Like I use Apple, so I follow Apple. I try to follow the companies I'm using, so because it's part of my life, so I want to know what they're doing. But even that, it ended up becoming a bad thing because I was watching that more than I was doing my work. So I had to stop getting on Instagram. That's why I followed his lead. I'm like, you know what? I need to stop looking at that. I'm comparing myself subconsciously. I'm looking at people's lives subconsciously, and I don't want to compare myself. I normally don't. But there is this thing looking at this fake life of people, and it's not fake. Maybe it's real. I don't know. But I'm looking at it going, that's not mine, and those aren't my friends. These are my friends. These are the people around me. Most likely, these are the people that are going to be here 10, 15 years maybe.
And it can get dangerous. It can get very dangerous because you're just seeing what they want you to see. You're not seeing behind the scenes.
It's
you're not
very
seeing
true.
the struggle, and their struggle might be our struggle, but I could easily just start posting of, hey, we got a new van, hey, we got this, but people don't understand and will never understand
what it took.
The struggle. How long did it take us? It took me a year to plan, to execute, and when we did, we got our asses knocked out because we thought we were ready, and we thought, but we had to do that in order for Pure One to grow.
Right.
And I wasn't. You tell me I was scared. I wasn't scared, because there was no other option for me. There was no other. I made my own choice, and I took control of it. And we're like, it's this or nothing. There's nothing else. But if worse gets to worse, at least I am mature enough to understand what I've learned, and that's why I tattooed my company's name on my calf, because it was a life-changing experience in the sense where I'm now discovering the true potential that I've had. But I was so stuck on, the social media thing, on how I look, instead of what I'm creating, what I'm really creating in this world. Yeah. And I wasn't creating anything. I was just taking everything in and being numb to everything. And once you get woke, you're like, holy shit, okay, there's a different world out here. There's different cultures, there's different everything. But we're so stuck in Santa Ana, we're so stuck in Orange County, in this bubble, that we just, and it's sad that a lot of people live that way. They're just Monday through Friday, weekends come, we get wasted.
I mean, everyone has routines, right? But they're, like, the routines aren't, like, what are they doing?
I would just ask the question, are you happy? Are you enjoying yourself? Is this what you really want? What do you really want? What are you afraid to get? And just keep asking yourself that. And that's why I've been constantly peeling this thing. So going back to that, the social media thing that we were talking about, we have a group chat with, it's us three and Gabe and Greg. And it's called Pro versus Amateur. Mm-hmm. And that was created so we can post when we're being pro or amateur. And even between us, this is not social media like to the world. Right. Even between us, we only post our pro shit.
Uh-huh.
How often have you guys seen in the pro versus amateurs us post our amateur shit? We hardly post our amateur shit. Maybe some of us aren't, but for the most part, we're all human. We're all fucking up on our amateur shit. We all make some amateur moves, no matter how small or how big. But we don't post those, even in our own group.
Right, that's so true.
So imagine on social media, they're not posting their amateur shit, they're posting their pro shit because they're trying to sell something, sex. So this is important to know, even in our own group. And the only time I know about your guys' failures is because we meet up every 2 weeks to talk about our failures.
And we have to.
We have to.
We're like, hey man, for whatever reason, we went on this rager, and then you know, everything comes out.
All mistakes come out,
right.
And even in our personal lives, because our personal lives are affecting our business life, our professional life, and then that's also affecting the things that make us happy. You know, the goals and everything that we have. So this social media thing, I agree with it. It's good and bad. It's good and bad. I'm watching a lot of memes right now. That's my guilty pleasure. I'm waking up and I'm looking at memes on Snapchat and I'm fucking laughing, man. I love the memes. I'm using memes to like make me happy. I really like them, but just like I really like alcohol for a long, you know, just like I really like going to the bars for a while. I might get bored of memes. I might realize I can't believe I spent hours looking at memes. But you know what I really like in this world? I really like laughing. I love comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I watch comedy on YouTube. I watch comedy anytime I can watch comedy. So but with like sex, we get stuck on porn, right?
Right.
Same thing, it could be bad for us. So we're working on it day at a time.
As long as we're growing and we're moving forward, not backward, and I feel like the moment I decided to start this, it's only been forward. You know, and sometimes.
Well, looking at that before
years, and that's what I have to look back at, because I'm looking at these pictures and these guys are making and they've made it, but they're only posting what, you know, how they made it, or you know.
When they made it.
When they made it, and I'm looking back now, and I have to look back at what I've created. And man, I'll tell you, I you know, to some people, my success might mean nothing, you know, but to me, it's like, look, I went from, you know, going back home to living in the living room to not being able to pay space in the living room, you know, rent. And now, you know, when I have my company, it's growing, I have a new van, I moved into a bedroom. To me, that's like progress that I didn't think I could do, and now I'm paying my rent, I'm able to, you know, hang out, I'm able to do a lot of things. And to me, that for me is like, man, that actually I did that. Now it's moving forward, and now it's like, now I own my house. Now we're talking about property. So it's those things, you know, and whether you start at 40, whether you start at 20, whether you start at 6, the important thing is understanding and understanding when you fucked up, but move forward from there, you know, and not
learn from the mistakes, and don't get stuck.
A lot, and we continue learning, and we're gonna continue to fuck up. But it's how our mindset is now and how we choose to deal with it that is important, you know. It's one of those, man. It's the now. It's you smoking that cigar with us and having this fucking conversation.
Honestly, this is what I enjoy, man. It's not even the smoking or the drinking. It's literally the conversation, the experience of this. Because I feel, I honestly feel like blessed in a way and lucky to be able to do this. Mm-hmm. You know, like, I don't know. I've always admired other people that were able to do this. Yeah. And then I thought about it, like, well, why can't I do it? You know, like, and it's not even just this, but like sharing this journey with like some comrades, and like you're not alone in any way. You know, we're all going through different things. We all have different lives. We all want different things, whatever. But we all have like this common goal, which is like to overcome ourselves, and then later in the future maybe do something, you know, for the community and be part of something bigger than us, you know.
That's been my focus lately, is to reroute the way I think about how I do work, and more saying how am I helping the community. I mean, business owners, taxes, but just how am I serving the community? How do we start serving? And maybe that could be our project. Maybe our project is starting a nonprofit together. Maybe it's not a business, right? Maybe it's something that we work to. How do we give back? How do we start something between us to give back while we're working on this? Yeah. It could be something like that. Mm-hmm. But I agree with me just realizing what do I want to experience? Mm-hmm. And is the experience I'm experiencing right now the experience I want to experience? Is the feeling do I want to experience this feeling? Definitely. I have to ask myself that question all the time. I thought I was in control. I'm not. You got to question yourself. No one else is going to question you. People are just going to assume that that's what you like. You might have done something your whole life, and then people all assume, like, he quit or he did. Why? I thought he let. That's just his experience. Like, where he might have not liked it for that long until he questioned it. Why am I doing this? What's the point of this?
That's so true, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll get into it for the wrong reasons sometimes, but it'll end up becoming the right reason when you actually do it.
Right.
It's just getting in there, bro. Just fucking getting in there and not worrying about, failing because shit, we're still here, and we live the next day and being grateful and just working towards that day and preparing for a better tomorrow is all we can do and enjoy. I enjoy my life. Do I want to be somewhere else? 100%. But till I get there, let's enjoy this. And I hang out a lot with Robert and we have fucking laughs and we just talk about everything. But what we're doing is we're helping each other grow. And we're now, when we met you came in naturally. You were the missing piece to us building something great, and it's in the works now. We're talking about it and we're throwing it out there, we're putting it out there, and that in a sense is holding us a little accountable what we say. And that's why now I'm very careful with what I say, because people keep you accountable. And now I say the things that I know that I'm actually really committed to doing, as opposed to just speaking out of my hands all the time, But
that's a big that's good, man.
And that comes from fucking up. All this comes, and I don't have everything solved, man. I'm barely, and I'm looking for people, and it's who you surround yourself with. In my line of business, I'm able to talk to these very successful people that have done it, and being open-minded and being able to ask questions respectfully and being humble and just wanting to learn. And you take what they, and dude, I've gotten so many great ideas from so many people that have done it, that for sure I know 100% my company's going to get to that point. But at the end of the day, it's going to be up to me. I can make my company, I could break it. It's me, nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm very careful of. If I'm slacking off, I gotta remember, hey man, there's people already looking at this, expecting this to grow. And I'm not doing it for those people. But at the same time, it's like, this is what I want, I'm a diva. I like this.
So he's on record this time.
I admit it. But we all are. That's why we're friends. Because we're all divas. Because we all crave something, man. And that's a success. And that's seeing each other succeed. And we talk about it, and I visualize this, man. Us three in my beach home, out of my patio, smoking a cigar, smoking a
doing
blunt,
this podcast there.
Doing everything, man. And look, we've improved. If you guys can see this, we went from meeting at a Starbucks, at fucking 8 o'clock when it's cold and my ass is hurting because the chairs are metal.
Right. We would talk for hours.
I know.
We would talk for 3-4 hours about business and life and what we're doing and all that changes. That's why you can sit like a bird's eye view around people, around your family. That's why you can do that, because you've gained enormous amount of perspective in these last few years. And I do the same thing. But then now I wonder to myself, what are people looking at me on my bird's eye view? And now I'm questioning.
There's always a bird flying higher than you.
When you get to that point, I'm reaching this thing where it's like, what is the purpose of my life? What am I here to do? Am I here to serve? Who am I here to serve? How can I serve? What is my natural born given skills so I can serve people? And then who around me do I want to surround myself with? Because this is going to be the only experience I have. I have 35 years left on this earth, maybe 40, right? And I don't know if there's anything after that. I don't. And no one does. And I don't care who you are. Whatever religion, you don't know for certain. You have faith, and that's good, but no one knows for certain. And that is comforting to me, because what it does is it allows me to just live this one now. I'm not worried about the afterlife anymore. Death was very intriguing to me, but now that it's not solved, it's like, it's just one experience that I'm going to experience death one time. I'm going to experience death one time.
Everyone experiences it.
Yes.
You know,
we're all going
we all go there. It doesn't matter.
if you decide to, or the universe decides that you're going to experience this now, that's going to be your experience. People are going to move on and go. But what you left here, that's going to be there. It's not going to be there forever, but that'll be there for now. But were you good? Were you good? Were you enjoying yourself? Were you happy? Were you experiencing all the things you wanted to experience? We saw a guy pulling a 1967 fastback Mustang, and it looked like really good. Oh, it's beautiful. And he was pulling it on his truck, and he didn't have a brand new truck. He was just pulling his own car. And I was telling Gilbert, I want that experience. I want to be pulling my fastback, and I want to work on it in a garage. I want to build a car while I'm here on this earth, because why not? I have the opportunity to do it. I want to build a car. That is an experience I want now. Now that's a goal. Now I'm going to put that before my wife and my friend. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, I most likely won't. But it's definitely going to be something I want to experience in this world, and that's really, we're chasing experiences.
Definitely, I know that I'm in control of my own experiences, and I'm in control of how I want to turn out, and that's why I'm working so hard. Because I want my Mercedes, I want my beach home, I want those experiences. I want to be able to experience that, but I won't be able to do that if I'm not focused and I'm not determined, because and it's who I am. I come to terms that I don't want to work for anybody else. I hate it, and I love this, and this is what's keeping me going is the freedom. A friend of ours told us, what have you sacrificed by having your own business, by going this way? And I honestly couldn't answer it, because I'm like, I haven't. What I was sacrificing my freedom when I was working for somebody else.
That's right.
That's what I was sacrificing. I decided not to sacrifice that anymore, and I'm like, man, why am I making somebody else's dreams? Let me make mine. Let me at least attempt to do that. And if I die, I know that I did what I wanted to do.
Right.
And a lot of people don't see it that way, and that's why we get a lot of criticism, especially from our families, is they see you, but they don't see what, they see what normal for them is not normal for you, and it's not. I don't want to have anybody calling me and be like, hey, you're late, you're this. It's like, no, I want to set up my own time, and that's where it gets tricky for them, when they're like, well, this guy's not doing anything. It's Monday morning. Why is he still at the house? Why is he leaving?
Yeah, they're like, they're running late, they're in traffic, they're like, hey, why is Gilbert still sleeping in?
And I'm like, wait, today's Monday? And it's one of those things, but man, I'll tell you what, I'm ready to work too. And you guys all seen that, I'm not afraid to work. And that's one of the things, my dad has really taught me, and if I can say that, is hard work, man, responsibility, and just not being afraid. And I've done some crazy jobs, but that's who I am, and I'm never going to stop that. And now that I'm learning this business responsibility, and I'm going to integrate that hard work into it, man, the possibilities are endless. It's just not fucking staying down. We got our asses kicked back. I went to the little dealership, $1,000 down, give me a 2019 Ford Transit, here's my credit score, not the best. And they're just like, no, man, get out of here. But I'm like, all right, cool, all right.
Hey, but you tried it.
I went for it. Right. What was the worst thing that happened? I had to go back. We had to go back into the board and really understand it. And we went back again until it worked out. But we never stopped.
Right.
We partied in between. We hung out. We did our thing. But now look, I have a van. Now it's getting wrapped. You know what I mean? So it's like, as long as we're moving forward, and I don't think we'll ever stop moving forward because of the relationship that we have. The people that we're around, they won't let us. And that's why it's very important to surround yourself with people that genuinely want to see you succeed.
Yeah.
Because you get those people and and you go into these different crowds that you're not a part of anymore, and they're dragging you back now, and you're like, all right, well, fuck, another year went by, another year, and it's like, as long as we're moving forward, and I feel like we have. I hear you guys speak, and and the way I know you guys, and it's like, fuck, man, you guys have come a long ways. I look up to you guys, because you guys are my my reason of why I want to be successful, because I don't want to be left behind. And I feel like that's who we are.
I think I can say the same thing about you guys. Yeah.
You know? Like we don't. I honestly see you guys and I see success, and I'm like, all right, man, I gotta clean up my shit. I gotta make sure that I'm on these guys' level, because what we're learning is, if there's somebody else that's not with you or that's not on the same level, and you have to leave them, you know, it sucks.
Yeah.
And it sucks being left behind.
I would even say it's not even whether they're bringing you down or not. It's, do you want to be around them or not? Like, are these people really bringing you joy, happiness, pleasure? Are these the people you want to surround yourself with? I mean, really, it's that, because we all love our family. We all love our friends. Like, we all love people around us. But our time is very valuable in what we're doing. And if I'm not creating, you're getting some of my time then. And who's this person getting time? Is this person well deserving of this thing? Because like I said, we only have 35, 40 years left here. We don't, and that's if we're given that. That might not happen.
Yeah, that's like
that's
the best scenario.
That's the best case scenario here. But you don't get it. So that's why I know it's scary, but living your life as if it were your last day sounds scary, but keep a good routine. But I know that's all work in progress.
Yeah, I'm in a country where I can do this, and I am so grateful for that, man, because, and I tell my sisters, I talk to my sister, I'm like, you guys can do whatever you guys want. You guys can do whatever you guys want, but we're so clouded by everything. We're so clouded by advertising and all of this, credit cards, this and this, and we start forgetting that we're all just prisoners of our own, our demise, of our own doing. And we can break free by just educating ourselves, reading. Man, I'm telling you, I'm an advocate for just reading, just exercising your brain. I'm my daughter.
Expanding your mind.
It's definitely, man. It's crazy. You learn a lot of things.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, maybe we've gone through 4, 5 books. Maybe
I think more.
through the past 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And even just those, like, I had this thing where I was thinking about, a lot of people always say, oh, there's no book for life, like no one teaches you anything, and I agree with them. But then like my counter argument is, there are many books. It's not just one book. There are many books to life.
Yeah.
There's many different ways. A lot of people have their own perspective of how they did it.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's like you're looking for the one answer, the easy thing that doesn't exist.
Look, a good example would be the Bible. A lot of people base their life on the Bible, and that's how you're going to live your life. You pick up a different book that you want to follow. That's how you're going to live your life. I mean, it really just is what you learn from somebody. And all the information's out there. We have YouTube. We have the internet. There's no excuse for not learning how to do something. Like there's a lot of things about they need to teach APR in class, how to manage finances and budgeting, which I do think they should start at an earlier level.
Right.
And there are a lot of people out there attempting to do that because they see the importance of it now. But that information, even for a 16-year-old's parents, is still out there too. That parent has that information, but they're using it for what? It's Netflix.
Yeah. So true, man.
Yeah, I have a daughter, man, and at this point, I'm not counting on the school to teach her finance. It's my responsibility, because it's a big part. It's gonna be a big part of her life, and what I'm, here for as her father is to teach her the right way. She's gonna make her own decision when she gets older, like we have. But if she's got the tools, and I tell her, London, I don't mean to be so hard on you on this, but it's those habits, and those habits need to start now, before you get into high school, before you get into college, and it becomes twice as difficult, and now you're just like, you're overwhelmed and you don't want to do it, which happened to me. I didn't prepare myself, I wasn't prepared to, I wasn't writing on my calendar, I wasn't organizing, I wasn't scheduling my stuff. Because, and that's what I try to teach her now, is that you have to organize everything for you to have a lot more freedom to go out there and have fun, you know. And for me, that's why it's like educating. You know, I gave her a book for Christmas. Do your bed first, and just by doing your bed in the morning, you've already accomplished something, and that gives you more. That keeps you motivated to accomplish more things, and then all of a sudden that just becomes second nature, you know, and you start building these great habits that normally would deplete your energy, or now it's like, and it makes life a lot easier, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make my daughter's life easier, and keep in mind that she's still a teenager, she still wants to have fun, and you know, and I've had trouble with that. It's an ongoing thing, and now I told her, I'm like, London, if I was like, she works hard, man. She's got tutoring twice a week. She's doing her homework, and those books that I'm giving her are just adding more to her plate. So I had to take a step back to and be like, all right, my daughter's already working hard, but I still want her to learn. So now I told her, I was like, London, can you just read one page a day from the books that I give you? From that book, just read one page, because I know that later on she's gonna become a habit, and it's gonna be turning 2 pages. 3 pages. Now she's reading a book by herself, but I have to start somewhere, and I can't just push her to read just like me. And we forget that, you know, because I'm trying to have my daughter, and I'm trying to, brag. I'm like, hey, my daughter's reading another, but you get that confused, and you're like, but my daughter doesn't know what I know right now. So what can I do right now without really just, pushing her and overwhelming her? Is just one page. She could do that, and she's like, yeah, I can do that. It's easy. 1 page. Boom, boom. And I feel with that, with the money as well. So I feel like the parents have a big part in that. And for me, if I ever would start and I want to start a nonprofit. It's called the Daddy-Daughter Project. It's educating the kids on the financial things of reading and being able to speak. But I also want to tap into their parents of providing, because that's all we can do, man.
Like providing tools for them and resources for them to use.
At least planting that seed in them to understand and realize there's more to life than Netflix every day,
Yeah, man, it's really crazy when you think about it. Like, we're walking through a fog of things, a fog of different many things, like simple pleasures around the corner, and there's McDonald's. Everything's at a hand's reach. Everything's at a hand's reach.
Everything.
Your phone.
And it's so good too.
And it really is. And look where it's brought us. Like right now, we're broadcasting this live into the ether.
Yeah.
The universe.
Right. I mean, good things come with it, but also, it's a double-edged sword. Like, it depends how you're using it. And if you're a parent, and then you're teaching them that, yeah, when you're old, you can have a Netflix account, you can have a Disney Pass, you can have a car payment, you can have all these things, but you don't tell them, and that's one of the things that I think that I might have missed as a kid, is that nothing was really explained. Mm-hmm. So I didn't understand things like, well, why do you work 70 hours a week, Mom? Well, she never told me. She just did it. So now that I'm getting older, I'm like, okay, that's why she works.
It's education.
It's education.
It's education. My dad. My hats off to my dad, man. He's been there. He's always giving me money, but never really explained. But that's all he knows, though.
Right.
It's like, I gotta provide for my family. I gotta make sure my kid has some money to survive. To eat. But then I'm grabbing all this money. I'm not saving. I'm not trying to double it and stuff. So what I'm trying to do now with my daughter, every time I give her money, is explain to her, hey, you don't have to spend all of it. Or what if we double this? Find ways to double your money. Find ways to, investing and all that stuff. Obviously, we don't get too much into it, because she's got to, but at least planting that seed of saving money, of understanding that money can get you a lot of things, smart investments. And now she's talking about, starting businesses and talks like that really, like, for me is like, man, that's cool. At least my daughter has this mentality now where she understands money and credit cards and all of this stuff, but for me, it was education, talking to you guys. I wouldn't have been able to educate the way I'm educating my daughter now if it wasn't for education, for reading, for understanding the big picture, you know, and it same thing goes with our businesses. We understand now what we need to do
Right.
and how to attack it, and it's hard. It's one of the hardest things is going and doing those things because we have a lot of distractions. We're still in this world, you know, with our phones at our fingerprints, with at our, you know, fingertips and everything else. So it's a process that you know there's always going to be struggles, but it's just the end goal.
I'm having fun. You know, I'm having fun doing it.
Yeah,
You
me
know,
too.
it's hard, like you said. It's a big struggle, but it's also fun because with the struggle, the struggle makes you feel alive. I realize that the pain is like,
Yeah.
oh, I feel pain. Like, come on, dude. We're in Orange County, right? We're lucky. I feel entitled, to be honest, to be here. You know,
Yeah.
I feel kind of spoiled, and I mean, most of our day, you know, we're not being attacked. We're not like in a war zone. We're not like, you know, wondering if we're gonna get hit by a tsunami tomorrow or Hurricane Katrina is gonna come. But you know, we're not really that worried. So you know, we forget about all this stuff.
You know what would be nice is talking to people like that live through that and how they live their life. Because it's crazy if you think about it. Like, we're not worried about getting bombed, right? But there's other people that are. Wonder how they're living their life, what their goals are, if it's just survival. And that's crazy.
Right.
We're over here, you know, like, oh,
I know we're having
I
a drink.
oversleep.
We're
I
having.
oversleep, but man, these people are going through some real stuff. So, to me, it's having that awareness and understanding and just feeling grateful of what we have, man.
And doing something with it.
Definitely.
You know, putting it back into the universe. Sometimes it's just, I mean, we all like take it in, take it. We always take, but we never give back. You know.
Yeah.
Well, the way we're giving back now is by creating. It's by doing what you said, being grateful. I'd say a good thing about being grateful is taking the opportunity. Then, whatever is being given to you, there's an opportunity here, and to not stop searching for that opportunity.
Isn't everything an opportunity that's gonna get you there, taking those and understanding those opportunities and seeing them?
Yeah, some people have more than others, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, me not taking advantage of the opportunity, it would be selfish of me. It would be ungrateful of me to not take advantage of the opportunity that I have to create, to give back, to do something, and that's how I give back by my service, my creation, whatever I can do to help someone else create.
And you're making money in the process.
And if it pays for my living to live here, to continue to live here in Orange County,
Win-win situation.
It's a win-win, yeah. I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
doing it.
It is.
Well, I don't know if you guys have any more time, but
I
I
forever.
Yeah, we'll cut it.
I really enjoyed this podcast. I'm telling you, man, I learned so much just by sitting down and having a conversation with you guys and going back and forth. So we'll do it again.
Yeah, definitely.
And
We'll see where we're at.
End it on a
yeah, we're
on a
gonna.
haiku.
So
Let's do it.
I'm not doing a haiku. I'm actually reading from a little book called Heart of a Buddha. And basically, I don't know. I just feel like it's good to end it on a good note. Let me see where we're at.
I read one a while ago when it was here.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
I mean,
Can
it's
I
all
find
about philosophy, you know? Yeah, let me see where we're at.
Oh, you're going by pages? Or
Yeah.
just
I'm trying to do one page every podcast. So, I mean, it's freaking last week, you know? There you go. So, we're on this page. And just get close to the mic. So
Oh,
this
no, you can go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, read it.
for
No, do me the honor. Just get close to the mic and...
Okay, it goes like this. It's just as water cools both good and bad and washes away all impurity and dust, in the same way you should develop thoughts of love for friend and what is this? Foe alike, and having reached perfection in love, you will attain enlightenment. That's good.
That's where I want to be.
There you go.
Amen.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to the friendship.
Yeah.
Cheers to the people who are still here and the people who have passed, you know? We're all in it together. We're all in this shuttle going through this galaxy a million miles an hour. Let's enjoy it and have fun with it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Hey, Pure One window cleaning for all your window cleaning needs. Newport Beach,
Orange County.
We're out here ready
Yelp,
to go
Google, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook,
on anything.
LinkedIn.
Angie's Liz.
Angie's List.
Advisor.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to end it there.